Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy. It's my pleasure, my honor to be greeting you and bringing to you this message of emancipation, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And that's why I want to speak to you today on the subject of from Egypt, to Mount Sinai. Okay, so it's from Egypt to Mount Sinai. And I want to explain to you this parable that is written in the Bible, and many people do not realize it's a parable. And the reason for that is because they believe that the Bible is literal and that the Bible is secular history. But I have good news for you. The Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. For the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history, and the Bible is written symbolically. Therefore, it has no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. So from the beginning to the ending of the Bible, it's all a great psychological drama, and it all has to do with the human psyche. So if you're going to understand the Exodus and you're going to understand the story from Egypt to Mount Sinai, then you have to take this walk with me, whereby I'm going to show you your birth and how Moses represents everyone birth who comes into this world. For Moses means to be born or to be taken out of the water. Now, when you were in your mother's womb, you were in the basket surrounded by water. For most of our bodies are water, just as most of the earth is water. And your mother, her Red Sea, or her period, which is a monthly cycle, had to be stopped when she has been conceived with you. And so, in order for you to be able to cross over here, there had to be the stopping or the parting of the Red Sea. And so when you've been expressed here, you find yourself in a place of slavery, whereby the body is a slave to the mind. Okay? And then you realize that you have to face your Pharaoh or your Egypt. Yes, we know that Egypt is a literal place that located in Africa. But if you understand the Bible psychologically and metaphorically and metaphysically also, then you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay? So you have to face your circumstances. And you are not the creatures of circumstances. Circumstances are the creatures of man. You are the one who are creating them. Because it is your own thought that is creating your reality, creating your personality. So you have to face your Egypt, which is a place of you facing the struggles of life, where you have to fight against self-doubt, limitation, and all the other systems that have been set up to keep you in that place of self-doubt and limitation. And you have to be able to take the journey to discovering who you are. And this same process is written in the Sanskrit, which is the Hindu form of scripture. Let me put it that way. And so in Hinduism and in Buddhism, it is known as from Samsara to Nirvana. Okay, Nirvana. I hope I'm pronouncing it the correct way. So from Samsara to Nirvana is the same thing as from Egypt to Mount Sinai. And so Mount Sinai represents that place of consciousness, your higher place of consciousness, that place of discovering who you are, and you are given the law of liberty. And the law of liberty is whereby you be set free. So Egypt is a place of slavery, mental slavery. That's why I mentioned a while ago, place of limitation and self-doubt, where you're enslaved in this matrix, where you're trapped to just this body of its five senses, whereby you're looking outwardly instead of looking inwardly, whereby you get trapped in the rat race and you get caught up in the chasing after the getting instead of the being. All of that is a part of Egypt. That all of that is part of living down in the place of Samsara. So when you look more closely, realizing every religion, you have to outgrow that religion to come in to understand that your real identity is your divinity, or you will get trapped in holding on false identity, thinking that you are a Buddha, you're a Hindu, okay? In terms of, you're holding on to the identity of a religion, okay? So my brother, my sisters, when you read of Moses going to that place of Mount Sinai, it is you coming to that place of knowing who you are. It is you coming to discover your higher self. It is you coming in touch with your God self and getting in touch with the law of liberty, as I would have said before, whereby you will discover that true salvation is actually self-realization. So you've been here searching all along for yourself. And so the Bible is teaching you this journey from slavery to self-discovery. And all the other religions is teaching you the same thing, even in the Kemetic teachings and the Kemetic science and so on. You can go and you can see all of this thing is written right there also. Or when they speak about the Eye of Horus, or the Eye of Horus, okay? And all these things that I'm mentioning these things because of my experience, and because of my experience, I can, correlate them together and see that they're actually taking you to the same place of discovering your higher self. So that is why, my brother and my sister, when I come here to speak to you, I can only share my experience with you of experiencing what it means to come to my true senses, or come to my true inner intelligence of knowing my true essence, knowing who I am on the face of this earth. And that's why I always say to you, an experience is the greatest teacher. I do not get trapped too much in intellectualism and in just theory. So, my brother and my sisters, this whole story about Moses and the whole journey and exodus from Egypt to Mount Sinai and then to Canaan land. You cannot come into your Canaan land or your possession or your place of abundance until you climb to that place of Mount Sinai, that place of your higher self, where you come to realize that consciousness creates reality and that God in man is man's imagination. Okay? So it's all parabolic. It's not literal as the preachers and the theologians would have you to believe. So next time you hear someone speaking about Mount Sinai, or you hear someone speaking about Egypt, and you hear them speaking about Bible stories, you should be able to teach them it psychologically for them to have a better understanding. Okay, many people can point out the different places, different parts in the world, but you can show them that the Bible is just showing you their dwelling places. Okay, place that you would dwell psychologically. Every time you speak about going to the mountain is all speaking about the highest peak, the highest place of consciousness. That's why they tell you that Golgotha is the place of the skull. It's actually the skull. Not until I exit my skull and became invisible that I understand the resurrection and understand the virgin birth. That's why I always say to you that the greatest lie that has ever been fed to humanity is the Jesus and Mary story, whereby they interpret it for you as literal and as secular history. And every 25th of December, there's so many people get caught up in this foolishness, okay? So my brother, my sisters, this kind of information I'm bringing to you is to help you to grow, is to help you to believe in yourself, to embrace yourself, and to know that the self of man is God, and that you are to look within for all the answers of life and stop look without, and understand that all of these Bible stories, they are allegory. And many people have been taking allegory for history, and they've been taking personification for persons. So my brothers, my sisters, it's only until you change your mentality that you'll be able to change your reality. So with that being said, I want to thank you very much, and I want to say, if you are on your journey to Mount Sinai, you are already on the right path if you're right now listening to me and you're understanding what I'm saying clearly. Also, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying, it makes sense to you and you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at BlackMadGuru. And also, if you would like to learn more of the inner sun science and technology, or the inner sun engineering to create your reality consciously, it's on my Patreon. For those who are donating at least $20 or more, you can feast upon all of this kind of information in a time when they want to dim the sun and they want to black out the sun, after they give you a SON to believe in and tell you that the SON is the light of the world, but no SON could ever exist unless there first be the SUN. And the SUN is the light of the world. And you're told that the Lord thy God is a sun, a SUN, and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And that is in Psalms 84:11. And also in Malachi 4:2, you're told that the sun is in the SUN of righteousness. So righteousness is connected to the sun, connected to the light that is in you. Shall arise in you with healing in his wings. So true healing comes from you discovering the light that is within you. And when you discover that light that is within you, then you will know that truly Mount Sinai is a place of your higher self, where you will discover the law of liberty. And for those who believe in Kemet, you find the law of Ma'at, and you live by these laws that will lead you and guide you and bring you into abundance and prosperity. Okay, your Canaan land. So with that being said, my brother, my sisters, I want to say also, if you would like to support this work by any other way, we have a PayPal, and the link is down below. You can check out the link down in the description. And with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, out.